evening, viewers. We've got two big debates lined up for you on this edition of The Last Word. Both of them extremely important for you, the citizen, for you, the voter of this country. First up, we focus on a very crucial issue. When we talk about our country, when we say we are Indians, and then we look at the number of states within our country, does that make you feel different from the state that you belong to the people from other state? Invariably, viewers, when it comes to election season, and I ask this question because of this reason, invariably because of election season, you see political parties come up with policies, with promises that seek to divide you on these lines, that sometimes seek to divide you on religious lines, on caste lines, on territorial and demography lines. And this happens when they have nothing else to offer. Now, for example, in Delhi right now, the AAP Chief Minister today, the Delhi Chief Minister today, came out and said that the hospitals in Delhi were overburdened, that while they had enough infrastructure and facilities to take care of the citizens of Delhi, everybody had to wait in long queues because of outsiders. And he specifically mentioned the Biharis. Perhaps a large migrant population in Delhi does come from Bihar, but Arvind Kejriwal chose to single them out, to say they buy a ticket of 500 rupees, they come to Delhi, they avail the 5 lakhs healthcare scheme, and because of them, there are long queues at our hospitals and our people have to pay for that. Now, while today he tried to twist it around by saying that's why Delhi shouldn't be taking the burden of the entire country, there should be better healthcare across the country. And I believe and I agree with him when he says there should be better healthcare across the country. But is that an excuse for a sitting chief minister to try and bring this idea in our head that your thing is being taken away by somebody else, that you are having to suffer because somebody from another state came? We are all Indians. What right does any politician, any political party have to divide us on the basis of these boundaries and to put this thought in our head that they are taking away our jobs, they are taking away our healthcare, they are taking away our homes? We are just shifting from one state to the other. We are not illegal immigrants in this country. So the big debate tonight is there merit to when Arvind Kejriwal says that the long queues for Delhiites is because of Biharis, and that is there merit in the policy that he wanted to bring in of a local quota in government hospitals? Should cities like Mumbai and Delhi begin to implement a domicile, a reservation, so that people living there who belong to those cities get preference over the rest of the country? That's the simple debate. Let's say good evening to our panelists. Dr. Ajay Kumar, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party; Sudhanshu Mittal, senior leader BJP; Professor Sriram Khanna, founder for Consumer Voice; and Dr. V.K. Monga, chairman of IMA Hospital Board of India. Dr. Monga, let's start with you. There is no denying the fact that government healthcare services in our country need a lot more to be done, that we are struggling from the big cities to the small towns. But is that a cause or a reason or an excuse good enough to have such policies?
I'll not go into the politics, but as a social activist, as a doctor, as a chairman of the hospital board, I understand that this is a very disgraceful statement. Every Indian, whether from Bihar or Odisha or Punjab, is an Indian, and he has the right to move to any place and get the best possible treatment, what he thinks is the best. In spite of all these lacunae in healthcare in Delhi also, you know, Arvind Kejriwal ji, when he came to power, he talked about n number of new hospitals, 30,000 new beds to be added. But I mean, you are not looking into your own issues, and then you are blaming Bihar people and outside people. I would just want to know who is an outsider. I mean, this is a question which has never been answered. There is no question about it. And then in Delhi also, you know, there's definitely there are many patients are coming But what has Kejriwal done to improve the system of healthcare in Delhi? You ask him, he has not done anything about it. And on top of it, Delhi as the capital. And if the Chief Minister of the capital says like this is really disgraceful, this is atrocious, and this is unbecoming of a Chief Minister of a capital of the country.
Okay,
I pity Kejriwal ji for having said all this. And as a health activist, I believe this is definitely very, very, very wrong.
Okay, as a health activist, you believe this is wrong. Let me also ask Sriram Khanna. Mr. Khanna, you live in Delhi. You obviously have seen the long queues and the plight of patients in the Delhi hospitals and government hospitals, central civic body or the Delhi government. There's very little difference, I am told. What is your own sense? Was there merit to the Aam Aadmi Party's plan of bringing in such a policy?
See, let's understand that the responsibility of a state government is responsibility of providing health care to the citizens who are resident and voters of that state or territory. National Capital Territory is a limited geographical space with a limited number of hospitals. And the amount of money that is available with the Delhi government based on whatever allocations are made to it from the center or for its own, have a limited amount of beds for people who are residing in Delhi. Whether the origin of that person, he has come from Bihar or Maharashtra or anywhere else. Once he becomes a resident of Delhi and he is entitled to vote in the Delhi elections, the obligation is of the Delhi government primarily to him. So if there is a move to say that primarily these facilities should be for those who are residents of Delhi, there is nothing wrong in that. But the caveat is that anybody who is coming to any hospital with an emergency, irrespective of where he is coming from, he must be treated, number one. Number two, for other diseases for which, I think we need to deploy information technology and have appointments made in public hospitals. There are no such problems in private hospitals in Delhi. Anybody can go to any hospital. The only thing is you have to pay there. And here why people are coming because they don't have to pay.
Okay.
So if free medical care is to be provided, the responsibility of the state government is to the people who are voters and residents of Delhi. So let us understand the primary constitutional duty of any state government is for its own residents.
Correct. I take your point that yes, they have a duty to their own state as well, but this is also the national capital of our country.
I am talking only about state hospitals.
Okay.
But but please understand, money is allocated by the central government to hospitals like All India Institute of Medical Sciences. I'm not saying that you should do it for them, but for hospitals run with the money of the state government. Mr. Kejriwal can make policy only for those hospitals. He cannot make policy for all hospitals in Delhi. So he is talking about his domain, and I think he is entitled to frame a policy. If it is approved by his government, it is. And if you don't like the policy, let the people of Delhi vote him out in the next election, which is not far away. So here, what's the point of arguing on this when ultimately it is the people of Delhi who will decide when they vote for him or vote against him?
Okay, let me take these points across to Dr. Ajay Kumar. Dr. Ajay Kumar, I believe this is the first time you're joining us on this debate and on this show, so good to have you with us. Go ahead, please. You've heard two of our apolitical voices. What's your response?
No, first of all, Tanya, I am amazed with the outrage. If you had shown the actual video clip of his speaking, it disturbs me when, when a thing is twisted, because it would have been fantastic for your viewers to make a reasonable judgment on what was actually said. What was actually said was that the health services have become so much better, so people are spending 500 rupees and coming in. The lines are getting longer. We want to treat people, but we hope the rest of the system was good. I would have been delighted if, if the Times, the Mirror Now had sensed the same sense of outrage for the Gorakhpur hospitals, the MGM hospitals in Dhanbad, in Jharkhand, and all those where children are dying in thousands in these states. And those outrage is not visible on the TV.
Dr. Ajay Kumar, firstly,
let me complete, Tanya.
Dr. Ajay Kumar, firstly, this is Tanvi here. Let me just correct you on a couple of points, which is irrespective of what you call me. This is Tanvi here. Point number
Can
two.
I complete? May I complete?
Point number
Tanvi,
two.
can I complete?
Your
Tanvi,
entire premise is wrong. I don't know if you've ever watched Mirror Now, but Mirror Now has done over 24 debates on Gorakhpur, including one last week that nobody had done. So let me just clarify a few things to you before you make this political point with some pre-decided notions in your head, Dr. Ajay Kumar. Secondly, my question and my opening premise is purely on the fact, and it doesn't matter if Kejriwal does it or Kamal Nath does it for jobs or Fadnavis does it for jobs or you know, education in Maharashtra. The premise itself is what I find disturbing and horrifying, that you would want to divide us on this basis. Now you can go ahead and complete. There just had to be few corrections in your basic premise.
And I think Tanvi, your corrections are absolutely off the page. First question is, let me complete and please don't intervene. The simple issue is, why don't you show the whole video before you run a TV show and see the actual statement? And the preface you gave to this debate was so marked with insinuations. So as a honest, as a what you call neutral journalist, why don't you show the actual statement?
I don't need a lecture from you on my neutrality. Thank you very much. I don't need a lecture on neutrality from any politician, let alone you, Dr. Ajay Kumar. Now, if you have a problem with the comment that has been picked up, you have all the time in this world to explain to our viewers what is it that Arvind Kejriwal meant. And once you tell us what Arvind Kejriwal said today and meant today, please also tell me, is it true or not true that in one of your hospitals, the Guru Tej Bahadur Hospital, did the Delhi government not try to bring a quota that was then quashed by the High Court last year? Go ahead, please.
So can I complete? So one second. First question. Like everybody, like in the clip which will show the facts. The second issue is the outrage of outsider, insider. I want to say that all the people who are saying it, that look at the schools. The people who come and settle in Delhi come from outside, from all over India. It's not a Bihar or a Jharkhand or a Madhya Pradesh or a Bombay thing. Who has got the maximum benefit? The lowest people, because they can't go to private hospital, like Mr. Khanna correctly said, the schools, the electricity, the water. The maximum residents who are coming, to the migrants who are coming, are an unauthorized colony. And the unauthorized colony got all the water, got the sewage for the first time, electricity for the first time, roads for the first time. And when we do to help the people who have come from all parts of India, who nobody was talking about, that doesn't seem to be a point of debate on a discussion. When you say that, listen, we don't have the capacity, we don't have the ability to handle so much because we are limited, and we would love to do it. You find it offensive. I find it offensive when you don't answer these questions.
Okay.
No, I find it offensive when you don't recognize.
So what is it? Do you want to bring in? Okay. So let's clear this once and for all. Ajay Kumar, let's clear this once and for all. Do you want? Does Arvind Kejriwal want? Did Arvind Kejriwal government intend to bring in a quota for locals in government hospitals? Yes or no? Did you try it and fail because the court intervened? Yes or no?
Can I tell you something on an emergency? No. One second. Can I tell you something? If there is a quota for the local people and for procedures, the budgets are limited. You can't go to Karnataka and get a bypass surgery and say, I'm from Delhi.
So yes.
In a government hospital. No, the question is, get this clear, madam, that when you go to Bangalore, no, you go to a Karnataka government hospital, you go to Bombay and you use the health services there for a bypass surgery. Can you get that in a government hospital? You can't. So the question again is, let us be very upfront and fair that the mohalla clinics are working, that's why people are coming. The hospitals are running well, that's why people are coming. If you had great health care, people would be running to Bihar if Bihar hospitals were good. If the Jharkhand hospitals were good, people from whole of Bengal
There you go, dividing this country again. I see Delhi as much mine as I see Mumbai or Patna. But you want to divide this country and the people on the basis of this, that's your choice.
No, nobody is dividing.
Of course you are.
See, the question,
ये दिल्ली जो है ना, ये इस देश की राजधानी है, डॉक्टर अजय कुमार, इस देश की राजधानी. और अगर सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की या कोई स्कीम है,
कोशिश करेंगे मैडम, हम पूरी
By the way, Dr. Kumar,
आप तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से पैसा बढ़ाइए.
Since you say we come with pre-decided notions, tell me, when Arvind Kejriwal said 500 का टिकट खरीद के 5 लाख का फ्री ट्रीटमेंट करने आ जाते हैं, was he referring to a Delhi government scheme?
He was referring to a Delhi government scheme. And why do it? Because you're paid by the so-called, you're paid by the insurance scheme. My question again is, if you look at the migrants, okay, if you look at the migrants who have come in, maximum stay in the unauthorized colonies, tell me something, have the sewage lines come into the unauthorized colony for the first time? It has come. Are we helping the migrants? Are they part of India? Yes, they are part of India. Are the migrants who have got the best of healthcare in government, best of education, government school, free education, who are being helped? The migrants are being helped. They come from rest of India. So the whole debate is to purposely create a divide. I feel offended when you are creating that divide. We are saying we want to.
Okay.
We want people to come. But we don't have the resources. Is that a bad thing?
No, you were saying you want to, but you don't have the resources only because you were tried to bring in a quota and you were not allowed to. So Anshu Mittal has been wanting to make a point.
Right?
So Anshu Mittal wanted to make a point. Go ahead, Mr. Mittal.
I am amazed at the audacity of Mr. Kejriwal to be anecdotal about the 500 rupee ticket bought by a Bihari who gets a treatment of 5 lakh rupees. It is disgusting, it is shameful. I have never seen a more blatant effort to create disharmony in the society in Delhi. And that has been his hallmark. And I call it audacious for the simple reason that Mr. Kejriwal, you yourself are an outsider by that definition. Since you were born and brought up in Haryana, and when you became the chief minister, you were residing in UP. In fact, we all remember your Maruti car in which you came from UP and not from Delhi. So by your own this thing, either the outsiders should not be a part of Delhi, and if they are, so why are you signaling out Biharis? You've done this earlier also. You did this when we talked about the NRC. There again you said, these Biharis would not be a part of the NRC. So this obsessiveness about being antagonistic